Okay, y'all, help me choose a design for my nails. There were so many pretty designs I couldn't choose from, but I finally found a good one that I can show you guys how to do. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the pinky. Always start with the pinky. And we're gonna create the white line first. I'm not gonna lie, do not do this step yet. Because we're gonna mat the whole nail after we do our design. So the gold should have been the last thing I should have done. If you mess up, like I did here, you can take a brush and some acetone and just wipe it right off. Next, we are going to do the star on the pinky nail. I start with the dot in the middle, and then I add 2 dots on the top, the bottom, left, and right. Of course, in a straight line, and also diagonal from the dot. Not gonna lie, I did cure as I went because I didn't want to mess up and then delete the whole thing all over again. So you can cure as you go, or you can cure at the end. It doesn't really matter. Next, we're gonna draw the line, straight line across through all the dots. And don't worry about the dots not disappearing. We're gonna redot it. I don't know if that's a word. To redot your design, just go over it again with the dotting tool. Just make sure that it does show. Now we're going to mat the whole nail. You're going to see the difference when you mat something that's supposed to be shiny. That's why you leave the gold for last. In here, I'm not going to lie, the light it was horrible, so you can't tell, but I'm making hearts. So I'm making 2 dots next to each other and dragging it down to make the heart shape. Now the hearts are supposed to be texture, so we're going to add clear acrylic over them and then cure it. I'm also going to show you guys how to do a different method for the texture, and here I have to redo it twice for it to appear. We are going to move on with our ring finger in here, just white line diagonal, and then we're going to cure it with matte, and then we're going to add the golden lines. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see the difference when I add the gold line at the end. Moving on with our middle finger, we're going to do the French, and this is how I like to do Frenchies, an upside down A. Just got to make sure that you place that dot in the middle of the free edge to guide you. Sometimes nail art can take forever, so I'm going to fill this in with white gel polish. We are going to mat the nail right away because we are going to use the second method of how to do a texture nail. Now, I don't know exactly the ratio to do this, but I know you add a little bit of white nail polish, and then I think it's half. Don't quote me. 1 to 1, maybe a little bit less on the powder, just to create this pasty texture. You'll see it. This is actually my favorite way to do the textures. Now, the next step is the lines next to the hearts. I'm going to use the first method I showed you guys because the paste was way too thick, and then I will end up using the whole thing. And I need to save some for the other design that's coming up. Moving on to our index finger, this star is a little bit different from the star that we created with the pinky. I noticed here that I actually need extra space, so I'm going to move the dot a little bit further down. And we're going to do the line just like the other star. This next step is going to be 2 small dots next to the outside dots, if that makes sense. As so, and then we're gonna also connect it with a line. Again, if the dots disappear, we can always redot them. This nail does have the same star that we did in the pinky as well, so we're just gonna add that one in right on the top. We are going to add matte, and I also just noticed that I forgot to add the gold lines for the middle finger, so we're gonna do that now. And I'm adding a second coat of the gold line. It actually looks better with a second coat. And I didn't want to waste the white, so I'm just gonna add that in too as well. Now the design didn't show the design for the thumb, so I'm just gonna guess in. I'm gonna do a Frenchie for this one, trying to match one of them already. I'm gonna keep my thumbnail design simple. I'm just gonna matte it and add the gold line and maybe a few diamonds at the end. And this is how I keep my most expensive gems. You want to be very generous with the glue if you're gluing any type of gems, because when you're doing your hair or when you're putting your socks on, shoes on, they do tend to get in the way, so you just want to make sure that they don't have rough edges. This step is not necessary, but I love the gold diamonds. They're so pretty and they make your nails sparkle from far away. So this is going to be the finished product. I really love them. I love the charm, the little bell, everything about them. And thank you guys for watching.